freak out. Good night stress, see you in the morning. So I wake up, I get out of bed, stay up, stay out of my head, cause it's dangerous. And I don't wanna lose my mind, no. I just wanna shine like the sun when it comes up. From the city, from the rooftops, cause today's gonna be my day. I just wanna climb to the top of a mountain, standing tall when I'm howling, cause today's gonna be my day.
I just want to shine. And that's by Fitz and the Tantrums. And you're listening to the Shrink and Wrap Show right here in Clearwater, Florida. Hello out there. My name is Tracy, and I'm here with my co-host today, Trish.
Hi.
And Ed. How are y'all doing today?
Good.
Good. It's a good day, and we just want to shine, and we have got an exciting show. Do not turn that dial on your radio. Again, you're listening to 106.1 in Tampa, Clearwater, and St. Pete, Dunedin. Welcome. This is your community station. So this is the Shrink and Wrap Show, and what are we? Who are we? Well, this show represents our community, or I try to have a very nice representation of our community. But if you want to be connected, you definitely want to stay here. But what we do is we have Shrinks. Is not Delilah. I'm not Delilah. I've had a couple people say, oh, Delilah. I'm like, no, I'm not Delilah, but I love her. But I'll say I'm better than Delilah, but I'm really not. But I kid around. But I
think very different than Delilah.
Yeah, I love Delilah, but it's a different type of show. She's got it all figured out. But the Shrinks we have here, we have licensed therapists who are Shrinks. And we have a couple of them, but one of our main ones has been Roween. And I appreciate her coming on. And so it's we have licensed therapists, and then we're the Wraps. So all my friends here, we've been here almost 2 years. And
wow, time flies.
If you've been on my show, like you're one of my Wraps.
Yes.
And we have our opinions. So we offer suggestions and opinions to everyday living to get us through this thing called life. Because you know why? You matter. That's right. You matter out there, and you're not alone. And as a matter of fact, Trish, today's topic is going to be about the holidays are here. Do you ever feel a little anxious and get upset about things and anxiety? Do you ever have those issues?
Yes, the holidays kind of bring that on, I think, a little bit more than your everyday average life.
Yeah.
Days in your life. Yeah. So I think the holidays, they add a ton of stress with family, friends, get-togethers.
Yeah. And that's what we're going to have our Shrink on today. We actually have a guest on today, Trish. Her name is Irene. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to do a segue into that. But you're definitely, all of you listeners out there, we're definitely going to want to stay here. I've got songs coming up with Coldplay, Desiree, and also Better Than Ezra. Oh. They're going to do our closing song. So I've got some good songs coming up. And listen, our show, when we use songs, so I use the Shrinks as licensed therapists to offer their suggestions and opinions. Then we have the Wraps, who are us, who just give us our different, we're all different. We have different opinions, right? And we offer that like we're going to lunch. But then the songs, if you're out there and you're listening to my station or to the station, please know that the songs are the lyrics of the songs can unlock so many things. And there's so many people that I know that listen to songs. I asked your husband, Dean, one time, I'm like, do you know what that song means? And he goes, no, I just like the rhythm of it. But really, when you listen to the lyrics sometimes, it really has a lot of answers.
When I'm going through something, a lot of times I'll go through my playlist and I'll put on songs that kind of help me go through it or kind of give me some ideas or some answers.
Yeah, it's like therapy without the therapist, right? So Ed, do you ever use songs for therapy that take you back to a good time? Like, what's your favorite song? I'm curious to know, what is your favorite go-to song that is like, put you in a mood?
It's different. Hang on. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute.
Well, speaking of songs, what is your favorite song out there? If you're driving in your car right now, what is your favorite song? I want you, while you're listening to this show, it ends at 4:00. Listen to the lyrics in every song with the topics that we tied in. And I want to remind everybody, there's an app called the Shazam app. It's free. And it's wonderful because if you hear a song, you just put it up and it downloads it. Then you have your therapy right there. So back to you, Ed. What's your favorite song?
I don't know if I have a favorite song.
Yeah.
and it kind of varies. Sometimes I'll hear something new I like, and I'll play it to death, and then I don't want to hear it anymore.
Yeah.
But when I'm driving around and I'm a little tense, I'll put in some slower music, like old Chicago or something like that, or something. And when I'm on the bike, the motorcycle, I might play something a little up tempo.
AC/DC.
Stuff like that, club music too.
Yeah.
Because there was so many songs that I but the thing is if you gave me $1 million on the table right now, there's not one song I could tell you the lyrics to the entire song in my life. Everybody's got that, they can sing the whole song from front to back. I don't have that one song. I just don't.
But, for me, I feel like, and that's interesting. That's what my point was. And with your husband as well, too, Dean. Dean was like that with one song. And you've talked about it. But I really think that what I like about this show that I feel is important for everybody to get the quality of the song, the lyrics. Someone's been through that, and you can get so much out of the lyrics, and there's a story behind the song. So I hope that this show puts the quality back in the shows, because for an hour you'll listen to songs, but these songs tell a story. So the songs that I pick usually go with their topic.
Yeah, we all have songs that remind you of a different time, different year, and that sticks in your mind forever.
Yeah.
And you kind of visit those times once in a while when that song comes on.
Yeah. And that's what I want this show to be about for all of you out there that are driving around. That's what this is about. And I want you to stick around for today's segment, especially because it is a holiday segment. And I want to thank my sponsor also. And I also would like to remind you that this show is strictly suggestions and opinions. And it's just strictly suggestions and opinions, and just know that. And we're here just to bring people together and to make our community better and to shine those in our community that are doing a great job. And I also would like to give a shout out. My son is graduating next week, and I have to say I'm so proud of him. So
congratulations.
I have to say that. Yeah. And 2 other shout outs to Cameron and Jordan. I know they're not listening, but I want to say congratulations to you as well. And all of you graduates, and also all the December birthdays. Happy birthday, Lori, and everybody. Happy birthday,
would be my
sister,
husband, Dean, too. Your sister.
Yeah. And
all the Sagittarius.
Happy birthday to you. So let's get started right now with Coldplay. Listen to the lyrics, because it's going to lead us into to the show today. Let's listen to Coldplay.
Christmas night, another fight. Tears we cried, a flood. Got all kinds of poison in the blood. I took my feet to Oxford Street, trying to right a wrong. Just walk away, those windows say, but I can't believe she's gone. When you're still waiting for the snow to fall, doesn't really feel like Christmas at all. Above candles on their flicker, oh, they flicker and they flow. And I'm up here holding on to all those chandeliers of hope. And like some drunken Elvis singer, I go singing out of tune, saying how I always loved you, darling, and I always will. When you're still waiting for the snow to fall, it doesn't really feel like Christmas at all. Still waiting for the snow to fall.
And that was Christmas Lights by Coldplay. What'd you think about that song? Isn't that pretty? Mm-hmm. And then just the rhythm is so nice, and it kind of calms you down. And I don't know. And I feel like it takes you to memory lane, or kind of also makes you. What's your feeling of that song?
I think Christmas can be such an exciting and fun time for some, and then for others it can be lonely and sad.
Yeah, and that's what today's topic is about. And so the holiday blues are also known as post-holiday. There's there's post-holiday blues, holiday blues, and but it's feelings of sadness, loneliness, and fatigue, and that can occur during the holidays and or after. And here today, who's going to talk more about that is our shrink number 4, Rowene, and we have a guest, Irina's on as well. Are they here with us?
Actually, we do have Rowene, but we're still trying to track down Irene.
Okay, let me try to call Irene, but let's start off. Thank you. Hi, Rowene. How are you?
Hi, Tracy. I'm good. How are you today?
Good. Thank you for being here. We're trying to get our guest on because I was talking to her about, sometimes the holidays are here, and, we're discussing how sometimes they can be overwhelming and lonely.
Yes.
I'm going to get Irene on the line, but can you take over for everybody out there that feels a little sadness, loneliness, anxiousness, and you're the expert. Can you give everybody advice out there on how to handle this, because we want them to know you're not alone?
Yes. My first line of advice about this is put down the social media. The idea of the perfect holiday or looking for the perfect family picture creates more stress for us than it does give us moments to enjoy the holiday. So stop striving for the perfect holiday, whatever you've made in your mind that looks like. And social media contributes to it a lot. So just maybe take a social media break for the month of December, if you can.
That's a great idea.
Yes.
It seems like everything starts with put down social media.
Yeah. Well, and there's a reason for that.
I agree.
There is a reason for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I always, when we're talking about holiday anything or perfectionism, put down the social media is the first thing. Because we all have to remember, social media is the highlight reel of somebody's life. It's not what they're doing day to day.
Mm-hmm.
And for a lot of people on social media, the influencers, it's their job. So they get to spend all that time doing all those perfect things.
Right.
Most of the rest of us have to fit the holidays around whatever our daily way of making income is.
Mm-hmm.
So, put down the social media. The second thing that I think is really important is to acknowledge the feeling. It seems like, again, because we think that because it's a happy holiday time, that we should feel that way. And we don't necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Holidays bring up past traumas. They can bring up current aloneness. So it's really important to recognize the emotions that you're feeling and be okay with them. Normalize them. You are not the only one that is feeling sad when all of this bright, sparkly things are going on. So acknowledge that. So you have these feelings, and there are things to be able to do to take care of them.
Right.
That's good. Because that's a hard thing to do when you're feeling sad and alone, and you don't feel like other people can relate to that because everybody else seems so happy all the time.
Yeah.
Right. Their highlight reel makes them happy, look happy all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really not the case. Most of us end up so stressed out. I was watching a Hallmark holiday movie the other day, and they were talking about the fact that this little tiny town had created this same way of doing the holidays that wasn't over the top and that focused on community. And that's why it was much less stressful for them than what we see in traditional marketing and other movies and pictures, social medias that we may look at. So make it simple. Instead of striving for perfection during the holidays, strive for simplicity. What can you do that allows you the time to enjoy? What can you delegate to other family members, kids, spouses, friends, to help build the community and make it a joyful experience for all involved?
And I appreciate all that. You know what, Rowene, we do have our caller in because we actually have a testimonial and someone that has a lot to say about this. Irene, are you with us?
Yeah, hi. How
Hi.
y'all doing?
We're-
Happy holidays and good tidings to all.
Yes, and same to you. And thank you so much for being here today. We have our shrink number 4, Rowene, on. And Irene, you're one of our listeners out there, and I appreciate you coming on. You're lovely, full of life. And we were talking a little bit about the holidays the other day, and this opened up our topic. And our shrink number 4 just had a little bit to say, but I'm going to reopen this. It's, again, the holidays are here, and you and I we were discussing a little bit how sometimes they can be overwhelming and lonely. So, Irene, tell us your thoughts about that, and then we'll bring Rowene back in. Tell us about your thoughts with that, Irene. Irene and Rowene
Sure,
is a
well,
little tricky.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, I understand where you're coming from in that the holidays certainly is a cornucopia of just emotions and memories and just being in contact with people. I think a lot of the holidays for people, because, depression can be a slippery slope.
Mhm.
And it's important for us to, understand how to implement the coping mechanisms and set ourselves up for success. And one of the coping mechanisms I have developed is that sometimes we just, as adults, sometimes we set unrealistic expectations because we're drawing on those, comparing to the experiences and the memories that we had from our childhood.
Right. And Rowene just had, not sure if you just heard Rowene, you just kind of validated that, right?
With social media.
With social media. And that's what she was saying. We were having a hard time getting, through the phones and stuff, but social media kind of take a step back because it can put you in a funk.
Well, everybody posts the good stuff, right? But nobody posts the negative stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, right. Well, that's the proper thing to do, what they say. And that's, again, a coping mechanism because tailgating on that is most people dwell in the past or in the future, and as to understand, to embrace the present, you have to learn to enjoy your own company.
Right. And Rowene, what do you have to say about that? Because Rowene's a shrink. I mean, she's right on the money with that, right?
Absolutely. Mindfulness is a hugely important part of living a happy life, a joyful life. And mindfulness is about being in the moment. The present is a gift. That's why we call it the present.
Oh,
And
I like that.
Oh, you're right. The present of your presence is the present, right?
Yes.
Can you say that again?
I know, there's a lot of P's there. But, it's a comparison thing, too, because right, you're saying with social media, if you're like, people are battling cancer, people's homes, have been flooded out. And, if you post that online, sometimes I think the reaction can be negative, even though people are just, putting it out in the universe. I get that. And going back to the comparisons, but going back to the coping mechanisms to really, get out of the dwelling and comparing is that, it's a whole new era. We have never been in this era in our lives before. So never underestimate a stranger. I mean, smile at everyone. Don't really say anything because they'll think you're weird.
Well, I always say on the show, Irene, I don't know.
You want to be too approachable.
Well, and I think too, smiling is a universal language. It just is. Babies smile different. If you don't speak the same language, people smile. It's a universal language. It's a denominator of happiness. And there's a feeling that comes behind that facial expression. So thank you for saying that, noting that. Yes.
It radiates.
Yes.
It radiates.
Yeah.
Once I had and it's just connecting with people, being, on there, just the right vibe, the right people, the right tribe. And as we age, I mean, I've gone 67 times around the sun, and it's a whole new pool of people out there. It's a whole new high school that I'm going through here. So, but I find smiling, I find that, this time of year, some of the negatives that people are trying to avoid is, of course, that rejection is a hard pill to swallow. like when you reach out there and you find out you care more people, and you realize you don't care as much to them as you care to yourself.
Rowing,
you know that phrase there.
yeah,
Well,
Rowing, how
yeah,
do you feel about
sometimes.
that? Rowing, what she just said. What's your comment to that?
It is difficult when you realize that the people you care about don't care about you quite as much, that they're a little more self-involved. And that's why making yourself your own best friend, your primarily the person you love the most, needs to be yourself. I think sometimes we worry that we could fall into narcissism if we make ourselves the primary focus of our lives. And nothing could be further from the truth. Self-care
It's a maturity
does not mean
level.
alone care. Pardon me?
It's a maturity level too, that you can be comfortable knowing that events are going to happen and you're not going to be a part of those events, but then enjoying your own company, and then look for organizations. Of course, everyone says go to the church, do the libraries, but there's also other organizations that bring that community spirit, such as like those fraternal organizations like the elk or the moose. I just made up a new word, like combining elk and moose together. And then, sometimes the local Legion and VFWs are open to the public.
Yeah.
So, I guess I just heard this the other day, and it just really rang true. And it says, if you're not changing it, you're choosing it.
Yeah. As a wrap, and this is the thing that I love about the show, because we come in with our opinions, like we're going to lunch and we all have different opinions. But Irene, I know, Irene, I feel like Rowing's the professional, but for me, experiencing a couple things in life, I feel like I've learned not to take certain things personally, because sometimes people might have things and it might be a budget, or it might be, and I realized that, I would have invited, you know what I mean? But I've learned maybe to train myself that it might not be about me, of not being invited. Does that make sense?
Right. There's a reason behind it that maybe you don't know.
Yeah, it's not a personal thing.
Right. But we can't help but take it personally usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I was just circling back to what I started off with, is that it's a cornucopia of feelings and emotions and memories and coping mechanisms, and then it's just a part of your maturity process in that you're learning to cope. Depression is a slippery slope.
Yeah.
And you can't feed into the negative, but look for the positive. And where you think your feelings, like, again, if you're not changing it, you're choosing it.
Right. So, Rowing, what's your answer to turning this all into a positive, for a solution for people that are really, really sad, that people that are super sad and can't, they get depressed because it's overwhelming.
Absolutely. Well, my first always recommendation is, if you're feeling really depressed, is to seek out a professional, a therapist or a counselor who can support you through the depression of the holidays. Mm-hmm. The initial thing we must do is prioritize self-care. Mm-hmm. That means get enough sleep, maintain a healthy diet, stay as active as you can, remembering that even a short walk, we have something called green therapy that is very effective. And green therapy is just going outside, being with the plants, being with the grass, being in the sun. And even a short 10-minute walk, research tells us, will boost your mood and make you feel better. So putting your...
So ladies, I have to go now, but it's been lovely to share the smile with you and pay it forward, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, Rowing, stay on the line. I know you took 15 minutes out. Stay on the line because we're not done. Irene, if you can, put the next song and listen to the lyrics. I want you to listen. I've played it before. It's by Desiree. Listen to those lyrics, and I think those are going to unlock a lot of the answers that we're talking about today in loneliness and loving yourself and all that. So, well, not yet. Yeah, sorry, not yet. That was a teaser.
Care, my friend.
Sorry, it's a teaser.
You guys enjoy the holidays.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Rowing, back to you. Thank you for being. I did tell Ed 3:30, but Rowing, carry on with the conclusions of how to make this situation better for people.
Sure. Set goals that are attainable to you. and reach out to community groups. You can do some simple phone calls to relatives who may be distant. Visiting the nursing home can be one of the most uplifting things because a lot of our elderly we put there and they get forgotten during the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
So there are a number of areas and places where you can volunteer your time, commit to going and staying connected to the community,
Mm-hmm.
even though it may not be a personal thing that you notice
Mm-hmm.
for yourself. But giving and gratitude, this kind of tags on to our Thanksgiving talk about giving and gratitude brings with it its own set of endorphins and uplifting feelings.
Mhm.
So the worst thing that we can do is isolate, is put ourselves by ourselves in our space and not go out so we can avoid the holiday stuff. So it's really important to stay connected.
Mm-hmm. Can I add to that? And we probably have a minute, and then I want to have you have a closing statement. But like you said,
Sure.
stay connected with loved ones. And I hear to create new traditions. If some of the old traditions trigger negative emotions, start new ones. Because sometimes you got to break those patterns in your life. Would you say that's true or false?
That is absolutely true.
Mm-hmm.
I have, a few more that we could add, but the thing is to not overcommit yourself, because that's one of the things that really pushes up our stress and our sense of overwhelm, is saying yes to too many things.
I would say start there.
Maybe start there is the best place rather than no social media. But that is really important.
Yeah. Well, I really think for today, we could probably go on and on about this subject, but I love all the information that you gave. And again, consider volunteering and doing acts of kindness, break those old negative emotions, connect with loved ones, and also, address difficult emotions. Consider a grief counselor. I guess, are there grief counselors for this, Rowene? Are there special counselors?
Well, they're not. There are specific counselors who work with depression, not necessarily holiday depression, but with depression as a whole. There are specific therapists who can help you work through that.
Well, we're going to work with Rowene is what we're going to work with.
Right. Call Rowene.
Call Rowene. So, Rowene, can you give us your information for all our listeners if they want to talk more about the way they might be feeling right now during these holidays, if they need someone to talk to?
You can look me up on the web. It's www.rowene.net and shoot me an email through there.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can call 813-857-2401.
Mm-hmm. Rowene, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you coming on the show, and it's been amazing, and we thank you so much. And you've been consistent with us, and thank you. And we want to wish you a very happy holiday, and hopefully we'll see you back here next week. Okay, you'll come live with us one day, right?
Yes, I'll come live with you someday.
All right, lady. Thank you so much.
Take care. You guys all have a wonderful holiday. I'll talk to you next week.
You too. You're so appreciated. Okay, let's listen to the song. If you're out there and you're listening to the Shrink and Rap show, listen to these lyrics of the topics we just spoke about. And then also, Irene, if you're out there listening to the radio, listen to these lyrics by Desiree. You got to
Listen as your day unfolds. Challenge what the future holds. Try and keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. Stand up and be counted. Don't be ashamed to cry. You gotta be bad. You gotta be bold. You gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Herald what your mother said, read the books your father read, trying to solve the puzzles in your own sweet time. Some may have more cash than you, others take a different view. My, oh my, yeah, yeah. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save
And I
the
think
day.
love will save the day, but sometimes you got to save yourself. Love starts with yourself. You don't have to be in love with yourself, but you got to love yourself, and then love will save the day. What do you think about that?
I think that's a good song to listen to if you're feeling like you need a pick me up.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is a go-to great song by Desiree. And again, if you have that Shazam app, you can download that. Again, you're listening to the Shrink and Wrap Show right here in Clearwater, Florida on 106.1. And now we have our nonprofit host, Trish. Trish, tell us what's going on in the nonprofit topics around
Okay.
Tampa Bay area.
Well, here we are at the holidays already, right?
Yeah.
Christmas holidays. I can't believe it.
Don't be greedy for the needy. I think people should give. You know what I'm
Give,
saying?
give.
Yeah,
That's
I'm all
right.
about that.
December 7th, the Mary Martini event at the HEPA House, AHEPA. It's an acronym, and that's in Tarpon Springs, and they're raising fund for their kids campaign.
Mhm.
December 11th, Tampa Bay Wave 2024 Hall of Fame fundraiser and award celebration, celebrating the best and brightest in Tampa Bay's tech scene. And that's at Raymond James Stadium, tampabay.tech/events for more info on that. December 15th, we have the Meowie Christmas Rescue Gala.
Oh, I love that.
And that's obviously a benefit for local animal rescues at the Regent, 6437 Watson Road in Riverview. Visit allevents.com for more info on that.
Yeah.
December 14th, the Joshua House has bow ties and clutches at the Tampa Garden Club. And St. Pete Beach has teamed up with Toys for Tots to help make Christmas wishes come true for children in need. And the drop-off location is Fire Station 23 at 7301 Gulf Boulevard. And they're accepting donations until December 16th.
I love that.
And then our country singer, Chaz Collins,
Yep.
he's having a cruise that he'll be performing on.
Mhm.
And it's an MSC Divine cruise ship with a great lineup of national touring acts.
Mhm.
And you can book your cabin and concert ticket through the MSC website. There's only 300 tickets available.
Wow.
So you got to do that quickly.
That's right.
And that departs Miami on February 3rd. So it's the 3rd through the 7th.
Mhm.
And then this is something I'm really excited about. It's not a nonprofit, so I'm sorry, Renee. I'm not stepping on your toes, but I have to talk about this. There's a dog-friendly cruise coming to Tampa
Oh, wow.
in 2025.
How wise of them.
Yep. It's the
People don't like to leave their dogs.
Right, exactly. It's the first ever dog-friendly cruise. It will set sail November 2025 aboard the Margaritaville at Sea, and they'll offer a variety of dog-focused activities like a dog show,
Huh?
costume contest, puppy massage, training sessions, amongst other things. How fun, right? Each cabin will have a private relief station and a pet butler.
Oh, wow.
Except for the dog or the passengers.
That's what I'm wondering. I want to be a dog.
Right? So bookings open December 2024. So check that out. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Wow.
It's dogs, their owners. And then, of course, if you have other family, you want to bring your friends.
That's really nice to know, because I know I don't go anywhere because my dog. I mean, I don't like to leave our dogs, right? We don't
Right.
like to do our cats.
So there's your chance to take them on a cruise.
That's right. That's interesting. That's kind of cool.
Mhm.
Well, thank you for that. And again, out there, if you've got the holiday blues, there's no excuse to be isolate yourself and be lonely, because you got all these nonprofit events where you can go out and meet people and give and enjoy. So these are great holiday ideas. So thank you for all that information.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And also the Ronald McDonald House. I do want to give a shout out to that. Anyone that's a great organization too, the Ronald McDonald House. So
And they take donations all the time.
Yeah.
You can even like buy a room. You know, give funds towards buying a room for somebody.
yeah, it's
There's
really-
a lot of ways you can donate.
Check it out.
Mhm.
Check it out. So, Ed, thank you for that again. Ed, do we have Detective Jay on by chance? Okay. Thank you for that.
Hello.
Detective.
Hey there. Hi.
Was that you, Ed? That was your voice.
I figured someone should talk.
Well, I'm glad you did that. That was really nice. Hello, everybody out there. You're listening to the Shrink and Wrap Show again at 106.1. And we have got Detective Jay on. And Detective Jay, thank you for coming on. We're talking a little bit about the holiday blues, but being a detective and with your expertise, can you give us and all our Shrink and Wrap listeners some tips for staying safe during the holidays?
You know what, Tracy? I think that's just such a good subject. As a retired detective, I saw a lot of crime during the holidays. And I'll tell you what, a lot of it can be absolutely avoided. So something that we can think about is just some simple tips. I mean, simple stuff like just carry credit cards instead of a lot of cash. Mm-hmm. Because there's people out there just looking for you to count your cash. Think about that. When you go to an ATM machine and you go to walk off and you go to count your cash, you need to be careful with that. So, just don't openly display your cash. Another thing that's really important that our more sophisticated criminals do these days is they watch people as they shop in the mall, and then they'll follow them to their cars and they watch them put their gifts in the car. And sometimes they'll even follow them to their homes if they really want what they've got. Mm-hmm. And so you just have to be really careful with that. Be aware, look around, make sure that you're protecting those particular, items, your purse, your wallet. And something for the house is just don't visibly from the street put your presents and your tree and like everything, out there for like the world to see. It's kind of just like an invitation to go, come on in, come and get my stuff. The day after Christmas, there's a lot of opening of the presents. Just don't pile up empty gift boxes like on the street, for the garbage sanitation people. Mm-hmm. Because people see that, and guess what? Then they know what you got in your house. Mm-hmm. So just
good point.
The box that shows the big TV or the new Apple computer.
Yeah. I never thought about that.
Yes, and if you will look, now that I've said it, you will see the big box, the Vizio TV. You'll see the new computer. You'll see the new this, and this. That is absolutely 100% a criminal's tip to go, okay there. Let me watch and see, And criminals are brazen. They're breaking the house any time of the day or night, folks. So you just got to be very careful. And most of all, just kind of act like you're got a camera over your shoulder.
Mm-hmm. That's great tips. When you were talking too about not to carry the cash, be careful with it. I really recommend the Apple Wallet. And I have one credit card on my phone, then you don't even have to carry anything. It's just on your phone. I love it.
I love it too. And a lot of times people say, oh, you're paying with Apple. It's not just Apple. It's the wallet. Yeah. You can put multiple credit cards in there. I do the same thing, Tracy.
I only put one. I just put one. Yeah.
But you can put more.
Yeah.
I've got 2 or 3 in there. So you can absolutely use that. And it's so easy. Bing, pay with your phone and it goes right on your credit card. And again, you got to be careful, though. iPhones are top on the list of getting stolen these days. They're back on the top of the list because iPhone 18 is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they take your phone and you have that Apple Pay wallet on there, can they access that?
Only if they can access your 6-digit code.
I have two codes. I have my face recognition and my digital code. I have 2 codes.
What you're doing is perfect. The dual authentication is really the way to go. 100%, because number one, Apple will never get the password out, not even with a search warrant. They will not. And number 2, Apple to break into it, somebody's got to get that 6-7-digit number. It used to be 4, now it's 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and not only that, you can also, correct me if I'm wrong, but some of these credit cards, they'll alert you if someone's using if there's been a purchase. Right. So that's another thing you can add on too.
You should always on your credit card, it's under privacy and security, and it has alerts. And you want 100% sure like that anything over $50 or whatever you want to set it at, you get that text on your phone. And there you go. You see that international charge, you're like, whoa, I didn't do that. And then you can immediately freeze your card. I know Discovery Card is fantastic with that. Capital One, American Express. There's not a credit card out there that doesn't have it.
Yeah, because you can turn your card on or off when you use it, which is pretty cool.
Those alerts are great if somebody is using it that you don't want to, but I don't want my husband to know about that.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, that's American Express. Not only that, you should know how to lock your phone.
Yeah.
You should know how to retrieve all your information off your phone if you need to. There's a whole lot more to it. But for these safety tips, just to keep your mind thinking, have your head up, watch where you're going, get to your car, get your keys out, and don't count your cash at the ATM.
Yeah. I have one more I'd like to add as well. And it happened to me. I've talked about this on the show before. I was going up an escalator and this lady was kind of, I always say if they're invading your space, you got to watch out. She was on the step right below me and I felt like a tug and my purse was not totally zipped up. So I think she was reaching in for my wallet, but I felt her tug and I turned around. So I definitely recommend make sure that your bags and all your purses are totally zipped up and the zipper's from the front.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
It happened to me at the grocery store too, where I was looking at produce and I felt something and it was somebody trying to get in my purse.
Yeah.
And they immediately pulled their hands back and said, I wasn't doing anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are good tips. And these are all, like we talked about, Detective Jay, that these are all common stuff, but we forget and we're rushing and that's when things happen. So
when you say that, one more thing that Trish brought up that's so important. Women leave, and so do men, sometimes their man bags. They just leave them in the cart and they walk off.
Oh, yeah, no, not even at the grocery store anywhere.
So let's be careful with that as well. But 100%, I investigated those types of crimes where people did get wallets lifted out of their, and, any type of thing. So very good stuff.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. And we hope to have you back on the show next week. I know you couldn't come in here live, but thank you for all those tips because we want our community to be safe, have fun, and enjoy these holidays. So thank you for your time today. Thank you. Bye-bye, lady. Take care. Bye-bye. All right. And so now don't change the dial because you are listening to the Shrink and Wrap Show at TAN Talk Radio 106.1. My name is Tracy, and we have a song coming up from Better Than Ezra after we listen to our Renee in Tampa Bay segment of What's Going On in Entertainment. Renee, are you there?
I'm here, you guys. Hi. How are you all?
Hi.
Hello.
Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Happy Thursday. It's Thirsty Thursday, and I got some good stuff for y'all.
Okay. We're waiting.
Okay. So what's happening right now? I did it last night, and you guys have to try it out. It's just some fun holiday mix and mingle spots. And one of them is a pop-up Christmas bar with an X is now open. It's the 217 Central Avenue downtown. I'm telling you, it's done by the same group of people that did the Goodnight John Boy and My Rich Uncle and the Farm. It's always something like it's fully immersed in a holiday theme. And there's 6 rooms and it's dazzling decorations and signature drinks. So if you want to do something fun and you have a hot date or you just want to take time out for yourself with some girls, that's a spot to hang out at. The other place I will tell you is in Dade. Dade has a great holiday pop-up location. It's at the Saunders Social Club, but they transmit it into a Santa Social Club, and that's in Dade at 966 Douglas Avenue. It's open from 10 to 11 p.m. Okay, now, we're nominated. I don't know if you guys know about the Tampa Bay area. We're just coming up the ranks with USA Today. We were nominated for the one of the best public holiday displays in America.
Oh, wow.
And the results will be out December 6th, Friday, just in time for the Tampa Santa Festival tree lighting ceremony at the Riverwalk.
Aw.
That's December 7th, and that's at 600 North Ashley Street. Okay, so everybody's shopping like crazy, right? For Christmas, for holiday. I wanted to share with you our something near and dear is a sip and shop at Bella Lucia Boutique, and that's this coming Thursday, not tonight, but next Thursday. And it's from 4 p.m. until 8 p.m. It's at 3006 West Swan Avenue. Come in and enjoy some adult beverages and just take a little look around, and there's some Christmas fun things and raffles that they'll be doing, and it'll be a fun evening.
It's so much fun. We've been there before.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun, and what a great, the owners and the people that are there and the clothing.
The merchandise is beautiful.
It'll kick off the holiday season for sure.
It definitely is a fun event.
Yes,
And then we have one more Tampa Bay Home Show is happening at the Convention Center this weekend. And if you guys are like me, I love to look at the newest and latest home improvements. They have it all. And it's at the Tampa Convention Center. Also, one last thing that I did, and my girls are coming into town, and we're going to Snowcat Ridge. Mm-hmm. It's a massive snow tubing hill. It has bunny slopes for the kids, but there's 10,000 square foot of snow and play and domes and ice skating. And if you want to do a date night, you can reserve an igloo. You don't have to go all the way to Iceland to do this. It's a fun spot, and it's 27839 St. Joe Road in Dade City. But it runs from November 17th to February 25th, 9 a.m. to 11 p.m.
That's so
and
nice.
Don't forget the Strauss Center is having December 8th their holiday music event at the Ferguson Hall at 6 p.m. And you can buy tickets on strausscenter.org.
That's so nice. And it's Renee. That's our Renee in Tampa Bay. Renee, can I add one thing? This is a friend of my mother. They're from the community. There's a guy named Albie, and he's going to be playing at Riveters, I think, this Friday from 7 to 10 at the Elks, Saturday from 6 to 9 in Monster Lobster from 12 to 4. He's great if you want to listen to a little entertainment. And that's my mom. My mom went to high school here, and I have to give them a shout out. But that's our Renee in Tampa Bay segment. And thank you so much. You're a social girl. Thank you for all you do. And we're grateful. And we hope to see you here next week at the Shrink and Wrap again. You're one of our wraps. Thank you. Thank you, Renee. Thank you. Bye-bye. You too. So I've got Devin in here, who is a community activist here, who's been helping everybody here with the hurricanes. I've got probably a minute or 2 minutes before I have my closing statement. First of all, thank you for all that you're doing for everybody in the community. It's got to be really tough for people that have lost their homes to hurricanes. Can you tell us what we can do for them? And do people come and pick things up? And tell us a little bit more in like 45 seconds to a minute to let our listeners know where they can
First
donate.
of all, thank you for having me on the show today.
Thank you.
And I'm the founder of Raising Relief Foundation, and we're an organization that actually helps other nonprofits to help the community or people in crisis. Yeah. So obviously, since the hurricane, we've been helping people in crisis, and we went right into the hurricane relief mode. And we have a donation center on Madeira Beach called Madeira Beach Donation Center. Mm-hmm. And you can get anything that you really need. There's a houseware department, there's a food department, there's a clothing department. But if there's something that you really need and you don't have it there, or you have something that you need personally, you can always go to raisingrelieffoundation.org. And then we are getting bombarded with not only the hurricane, but every year this year we have situations where we're helping community with holiday. Yeah. So now we're having a double whammy. Funds are low everywhere. So if anyone is in a position that they can actually help, because it's not only just with the hurricane, adults and survivors, it's also now with the foster children, and it just is trickling down. It's even with holiday decorations we're in the need with, right?
Oh, that's so nice. And I want to ask you really quick, and I've got 1 minute left, or actually 30 seconds, but can I ask you really quick, like if someone has furniture they want to donate, is there anybody that's volunteering to pick the furniture up to take it? Okay, so that's kind of our thing.
Yeah, they have to. We don't have, I wish. Yeah. If anyone wants to volunteer, please call raisingrelieffoundation.org and go to our website for volunteer opportunities to contact us if you have needs or if you're in a situation where you can donate. Mm-hmm. So no, right now we're not in a situation where we can actually send people to pick up things.
Okay, that's okay. I have some things I just wanted to know, but for everybody, not just me. But thank you for everything that you've done. You're an angel, and enjoy your holidays.
You too.
And you're making the community so much better.
Thank you.
And you
very
look
much.
Stunning, Devin. Jesus.
Always.
Look at that.
She always looks great.
Beautiful. Okay, so today we are going to end our show. And by the way, my mom is evaluating our show. She's got her whole new role now. So I got to go listen to see what I got to make better and tweak a little
I'll
bit.
be interested in some constructive criticism.
Yeah, she's all about that. But today's show is definitely about giving back. I mean, it's a balance of life, and the holidays are here. We want everybody to live your best life, and we want you to know that you matter. And by the way, Feeding America and Feeding Tampa Bay is a great organization as well. So there's so much going on in our community, but I want to end with this quote. And 1 minute with, and I want you to listen to this song. Thanks to Chris, but we just want you to live a little. Let's listen to Better Than Ezra. And let me just tell you, that is a quote by Kevin Griffin. Live a little. Let's take a listen. Have a great week. We'll see you next week at the Shrink and Wrap Show.
I got a million things to do. I got so much I want to prove. But life is like a Rubik's Cube and I'm stuck and I don't know which way to move. There's a moral to the story. We all need a taste of glory. So don't bore us, hit the chorus. Go big, get louder, go home. You gotta wake up every morning, see the day is a gift. You gotta check that bucket list before you go to the crib. Cause if you want a light of fire, then you gotta get lit. You gotta live a little bit, live a little bit, live a little. You wanna go home with the prize. You wanna see your name in lights. You better learn to sacrifice your love and your blood and put them on the line. There's a moral to the story. We all need a taste of glory. So don't bore us, hit the chorus. Go big, get loud and go home. You gotta wake up every morning, see the day as a gift. You gotta check that bucket list before you go to the crib. Cause if you want a light of fire, then you gotta get lit. You gotta live a little bit, live a little bit, live a little. Future goes 8 billion people who feel alone. Ain't no time to feel broken love. Life is waiting, why be patient? Life is waiting. You gotta wake up every morning, see the day is a gift. You gotta check that bucket list before you go to the gym. If you want a lot of fire, then you gotta get lit. You gotta live a little bit, live a little bit, live a little.
Hey, you just have to live a little. Get out there, live your life, live your best life. You matter. Join us here next week at the Shrink and Wrap Show again. We're going to have the owner and chef from Valentino's right here in Clearwater. We're also going to have the Tampa Bay Bandits from back in the day visiting our show next week on the Shrink and Wrap Show. We'll see you, 106.1. Have a great day.
You better learn to sacrifice your love and your blood and put them on the line. There's a moral to the story. We are the